Hello, everyone. Welcome again in our session 2 of learning Greek grammar. And this is a continuation from what I presented in our last session, the first session where I introduced some of the tips that you need to understand as you learn Greek. One of the things that I just want to let you know that as you learn Greek, one of the things that is important is to have resources. Apart from the books, textbooks that we use in learning Greek, one of the things that are very important is for you to have the Greek Bible. And the Greek Bible that we use, we have what we call UBS, the fifth edition. I heard that the sixth edition is on the way, but we also have Nestor Aland version 28. So those are mainly the Greek text that you can use as you be learning to read and understand. So today I'm going to introduce you to one of the important things that you need to familiarize yourself, and we will be learning about the alphabet. You see, any language that you learn, you need to know the alphabet. And in Greek is just the same. So it's very important that you familiarize yourself with the Greek letters. And different from English, because we know in English we have 26 letters, but the Greek has only 24 letters. And I will just take you through all these so that you become aware of all the letters that we have in Greek. Wow. If you can look here, we have the first law, that is the name of the letter. Then we have the second one, which is the lowercase, and then we have the uppercase, the third column, which is the capital letter, and then the next column is about pronunciation, how you pronounce the words, and then the last one is the transliteration. You see, the transliteration is much more about you're writing Greek in English. So to help, especially those people cannot read the Greek, and then they can understand, at least they're able, they can't, they don't know how to read the Greek, but you put it in English words so that they're able to at least read and pronounce the words. So let's go now and look at these letters. Now, the first letter that we have is called alpha. And I would like to just let you know it's very important that you understand this, because when you read Revelation 1, verse 8, Jesus introduces himself and he says, I am the Alpha and Omega. So that is to say, the first letter in Greek is Alpha and the last letter is Omega. So this is how it is written. It looks like a, a in English, but the way it is written is different, and it's pronounced as A or R in father. So that is alpha. And then the second letter that we have is called beta. Beta is the second letter that we have, and it's pronounced like B in Bible, and even the transliteration of it is uh, B as you write it. The next letter is called gamma, and this is the lowercase, how it is written, the small letter. This is how it looks like, and the capital letter, as you can see there, and it has a G sound as G in gone. And then the next letter that we have is called delta. Delta is written like this. It has a D sound like D in dog and even the transliteration of it is D. And then we have the next letter is epsilon. Epsilon. And epsilon is written, it looks like E, but not really E, but it has a E sound like E in met, and it's transliterated as E. But we also have the next letter is that zeta. Zeta is written like this, and it has a Z sound like Z, as is transliterated in days. And please, when you look at it, when you're writing it, it's like this, but it has a Z sound like Z. Then the next letter is eta. Eta looks like this. This is a small letter, and this is the uppercase, like H, but it has a E sound, a long E, like E in obey. So that is eta. And then the next letter is called theta, and it's like this for those ones who have studied physics, even mathematics. You know that this letter is common, and it has a the sound like the in theology, and even it is transliterated as th. So that is theta. And then the next letter is iota. Iota, it's a bit look like I in English, but not really like I, and it has a I sound like I in immediate. So that's iota. Then you have kappa, which is it looks like K because it also has a K sound like K in kitchen, and so that's it. So it's somehow related to English K. And then you have what is called lambda. Lambda is also written like this, and it has a L sound like lamb, and it is transliterated as L. And then you also have mu. So mu is written like this, and also it has an M sound. And one of the things that I want you to understand as you learn Greek letter, you need to concentrate on the lowercase. The upper cases are rarely used, especially only for the proper name or the first word in a quotation and the first word in a paragraph. So you need to take your time to make sure that you manage these lowercase because they're very important. And after mu, what we have, the next letter that we have is the next letter that we have is nu. Nu is written like V in English, so you need to be very careful. Don't confuse it with V in English because it has N sound like N in new. So it's new, but it's written like V in English. So be careful so that you don't confuse it with English alphabet V. And then the next letter that we have is X, and X is written like this, and it has an X sound like in lax. And then the next letter that we have is Omicron, which is written like O, and it has a O sound like O in not. And then the next letter is P, and P is written like pi. It's written like pi. Those who do mathematics and a bit of physics, you meet with this kind of pi. But you need to understand that this is how it is written, and it has a P sound. The next letter is rho. Rho is written, you see it looks like P, but it's not. So here you also need to be very careful. When you look at it, it looks like it looks like it looks like P, but it's not. It's raw. It has a R sound, like R in road. And then the next letter is sigma. Now for sigma, it has an S sound, and this is transliterated as S. But look here, you have the first sigma and the other sigma. This first sigma is how it looks like, especially at the beginning of the word, or when it is in the middle. But when it is at the end, it is written like this. So that is sigma. You have the same, but it's different the way you write it at the beginning or in the middle of the word, and again at the end of the word. Another letter that we have is tau. Is tau, and tau is written like T, and it has a T sound, even it is translated as T. Then the next letter is upsilon. Upsilon is a bit written like U, but not really like U, and it has a U sound like universe, like in universe. So it's upsilon. And then the next letter is phi, and this is the way it is written, but it has a PH sound like phone, phone. And then the next letter is chi. And see this one, there's a way that you need to put your throat, chi. And you see like in loch, and that's the way it is written. It looks like X, but not really like X, but it somehow look like it. And then the next one that we have here is psi, psi. So look at this letter psi. Psi is also written like this is the way it is written, and it has a PS sound, psi, like in lips, ps, 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 like lips. And the last letter is omega. Omega is written like this, and the capital is written like this, but it's a O sound, like O, it's a long O, like O in tone. So these are the Greek letters that we have. Now, listen to me very carefully here. You see, you need to master these letters. You need to master them and understand them. But it's very important as you master them. One of the things that you need to understand, I'll just share with you some tips that can help you see how you can master these letters. As you can look at them here, they are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column. Now, as I said, mostly you notice that we have about 11 of the letters, uh, Greek letters or alphabet that are identical to English. So this will help you to memorize them easily. Like when you see in the first column where you have alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and epsilon, you notice that it's only gamma that is strange. But if you look at alpha, beta, delta, and epsilon, you will notice that they look like English letters, A, B, then C, you don't have it, so you have gamma, then D, then E, so you can relate it to that. But again, you have the second column where you have zeta, eta, and theta. And there's these are very new. So one of the things that I used to learn about these is to use, to think about the word this, this, this. So in such a word, it just bring into my mind when when I say z, you see zeta come in mind, and when I say the e, eta comes in mind, and then last we have theta. So these are strange, and you need to memorize them. They're not related to English, but you can find some kind of relationship if you take your time and look at it perhaps in a different way. And then the next column is very interesting because it's almost like the English order except for Xi, because you see you have iota looks like I, and then you have kappa looks like K in English, then you have K L M N. You see, so they are somehow following the English order, but changing except for Xi and between iota and kappa, because in English after I you have J, so it's skipped. So that's it. But when you come also to then this column again, you have OP like English. I'm relating it to English. Or Omicron looks like OP. You see, it sounds like P in English, then ARA in English, like rho, then sigma like S in English, tau like T in English, and upsilon like U in English. So that one can help you manage that. And then at the end, you have what we call these are strange, but I'll tell you how I memorized these three: phi, chi, and psi. I remembered that the people who like chips, and I created this name Phi Phi Chips Phi Chips. So when you pronounce it like that, you have Phi, you have chi, you have psi, then the last letter, obvious, it's omega. So this is the easiest way that I use to master all these letters. So you can also find your own way or use mine as you try to understand and develop these and know these letters. So this is all that I can say about the letters. But before I end my presentation, I'll just move to something different, and this is about pronunciation. How do you pronounce? So try as much as possible to pronounce the letters loud, but also you need to learn writing